Hello guys, we are back with our next lecture. In this lecture, let us go through the next question. Okay, so this question belongs to GATE CSC 2003 guys. The given question is a processor uses a two-level page table for virtual to physical address translation. Okay, so here they are using a two-level page table. Okay, so now they are saying a page table for both levels are stored in the main memory. Okay, so virtual and physical addresses are both 32 bits wide. Okay, so both of them are 32 bits wide. Okay, so that's really good. Okay, so 32 bits wide, 32 bits wide. Okay, so the major advantage with respect to this is, so if this is a page and this is a frame, so indirectly as a D is a constant, so F and D will also be equal, right? Yes. And they clearly told that the memory is a byte addressable. That's really good. For virtual to physical address translation, the 10 most significant bits of a virtual address are used as index in the first level paging, while the next 10 bits are used as indexing in the second level paging table. Okay, so they are clearly saying this whole structure is divided into two parts, guys. So here the first 10 bits will be used in first paging, and the next 10 bits are used in second paging. So 10 bits here, 10 bits here. So now we are left out with 12 bits. So the 12 least significant bits of virtual address are used as offset with the pages. Okay, so this 12 bits are used as offset. Okay, so that's really good, right? Yes. Okay, so moving on, assume that the page table entries in both level of the pages are 8 bit wide. So each page table entry is how many bit guys? Sorry, 4 bit wide. Okay, 4 bytes wide. Okay. Further, the processor has a translocated buffer that is nothing but TLB with a 96% hit ratio. So they are saying the hit ratio is a 96%. So indirectly miss ratio will be 4%, right? Yes. So the TLB caches recently used virtual pager numbers and the corresponding physical memory addresses. Okay, the processor also has a physical address cache with hit ratio of, okay, so it's having one more physical address cache. For that the hit ratio is a 90% and the miss ratio is a 10%. Okay, and they are saying the main memory access takes 10 nanoseconds, whereas a cache access takes 1 nanosecond. Okay, and TLB access takes 1 nanosecond. Okay, so assume that no fault occurs. The average time taken to access a virtual address is approximately near to 0.5 seconds. So each access of this virtual addresses, so virtual address access takes zero point 0.5 nanoseconds. Okay, so now this question has become a bit lengthy and it's an interesting question, right? Yes. Okay, okay, so what else is there? So that's it. So now what they are asking exactly, so they are asking the average time taken. Okay, so they are saying the average time taken for this, right? Yes. So now here there are total 4 parameters, right? So this is there, this is there. So there is one hit ratio, one miss ratio, one hit ratio and one miss ratio, right? Yes. Okay, so I think this question seems to be a bit interesting, right? Yes, because this initial 96 and 4 percentages are given for, okay, so are given for the cache, right? The TLB, right? Yes. And when it comes to the other part, it is given for the other things. Okay, so I think we can directly analyze it, but the question which I am getting is how can we individually check them, because it depends completely on the probability, right? Yes, because here we are indirectly working with a two level paging. So if it hits on one thing, so it should hit on the other thing also. If it misses on one thing, it might miss on the other thing, or it might hit in the other thing. So indirectly we will get 4 different combinations. So H1, H2, M1, M2. So let me write it in this way. So H1, okay, H2, H1, M2, H1, sorry, M1, H2, M1, M2. So these are the 4 combinations. So if both of them hit, what will be the time, guys? So if both of them will hit, the time will be only 2 nanoseconds, right? Because this is 1 nanosecond, this is 1 nanosecond. So here the time will be 2. Plus, so if this hits, it is 1 nanosecond, and if this misses, so indirectly this is missed, so indirectly it will take how much, guys? 11 nanoseconds. So it is in total 1 plus 11, that is 12 nanoseconds here. Similarly, if this misses, so it is going to here, okay, yes, and it will, and if this hits, okay, so basically if this missed, so basically let me write it clearly, guys. So if this hits, it will take 1 nanosecond, and if this misses, indirectly it will take 12 nanoseconds. If this hit, it will take 1 nanosecond, and if this miss, it will take how much nanoseconds, guys? I think it will take around 12, right? Yes, okay. So if one hits and the one miss and the other hit, so indirectly this is miss, so 12 plus hit, so it is a 1, okay. So I think that here I am doing some silly mistake. So just give me a second, guys. Okay, yeah, one more important thing that I forgot. So basically here miss means indirectly it will check in a cache, and again there also it might miss or it might hit, right? So basically if it misses after this, okay, so if it is after again misses, so you are going to add additional 10 penalty here, right? So you will end up with the 22, right? Yes. So now the time here it will be, because it is a miss and it is a hit, the total time will be 22. Similarly, when it comes to both misses, okay, so the time will add up more, right? So it will become 22 plus the additional 10 nanoseconds, or you can write it in this way also, right? Yes. So at the end of adding, so the result will be 32, guys, right? Yes. So H1 is a nothing but a 0.96. H1 is 0.96. M1 is a 0.04. Here the next value, so let me write it in this way. So here the next value will be hit, so it is a 0.9, it is a miss 0.1, it is an hit 0.9, here it is a miss 0.1. So again the timings are 2, these two addition, 12 this value, 22 this value, next value is 32, 22 plus 10, 32, right? Yes. So if you calculate it, what will be the result? So let us do it, guys. Okay, so 0.96 into 0.9 into 2 plus 0.96 into 0.1 into 12 plus 0.04 0.9 22 plus 0.04 into 0.01 into 32. So the final result is 3.8, guys. So as a 3.8 is not there in the options, and they clearly told that to nearest 2.5. So basically if it is below 0.5, you are going to downgrade it, like you are going to take a floor of that value, and if it is above 0.5, you will take a seal of that value, right? Yes. So now it is a 3.8. Now we will take seal of the value, and D will be the appropriate correct answer. Got it? Yes. So now I hope everyone got a clear idea on this question, right? So now I hope everyone got a clear idea with respect to this question, right? Yes. And I think everyone got a clear idea on this. I think a few students might have just a doubt on these values, right? So let me explain them again, guys. So if both of them hit, so the first hit will take 1 nanosecond and the second hit will take 1 nanosecond, because the TLB time and the CA time. So it is 1 plus 1, 2 nanoseconds. When it comes to one hit and one miss, so indirectly if it hits, it will take 1 nanosecond here, and if it is a miss in this side, so it is going to take this nanosecond, and additionally it will take the above 10 nanoseconds, because we need to bring that particular thing back to here, right? Yes. So indirectly it will take 11 plus 1, that is a 12. And when it comes to one miss, okay, and one hit, so indirectly here we are going to get a 12 plus the memory access. So memory access should also be done, so it becomes a 22. And when both of them misses, so indirectly here also you will get that additional 10 penalty, so we will end up with a 32, right? Yes. And to be clear, most of the students are thinking like, okay, so we understood this whole concept now, then why did he give this a whole story of sizes? So the main reason why he gave that is this is a continuation question, guys. So this is the second part of the question, and the question is exactly same up to here, I think so. Okay, so here in this question he asked, suppose a process has only few following pages in its virtual address space, two contiguous code pages starting with the virtual address this. Okay, two contiguous data pages starting the virtual address this, and a stack page starting virtual address this. Now they are asking the amount of memory required for storing the page table of this process is. Okay, so let us recall what did they say in the initial part, guys. They told that each address is of 32 bits, and the first 10 bits are used by page table 1 and the second 10 bits are used by page table 2. So these are 10 bits, these are 10 bits, and these left out 2 bits will be our offset or something, right? Yes. So now what are they saying is, suppose a process has only the following pages in its virtual address space, two contiguous pages starting with the virtual address 0x0s and two contiguous pages starting at virtual address 004 all zeros, right? Yes. And a stack page starting at virtual address that. So now what they are asking is the amount of memory required for storing the page table for this particular process is. So the first thing that I can observe here is, so I think we can directly calculate the page size of the first one, right? So it is indirectly, so here we are having 10 entries, right? Yes, so it is nothing but 2 power 10 are the total entries into each entry is of a size of 4 KB, right? If you 4 bytes, right? Yes, so we have already discussed it. So now if I multiply it with the 4 bytes, so it is nothing but 2 power 10 is nothing but a kilo, so it is a 4 KB, right? Yes, so the first page size will be 4 KB. Okay, so when it comes to the second page, so this is the first level, right? Yes, so when it comes to the second level thing, and in the question if you observe carefully, so they clearly gave that they are using two contiguous code pages starting with virtual address this, comma, two contiguous data pages starting with virtual address this, and a static page starting with virtual address this. Okay, so indirectly they are using 3 different addresses, right? Yes, so this is for first page, and they are going to use the same addresses for the second page, right? But they are using for 3 different addresses. The main reason why I am saying is 3 different is, if you check the next 10 bits, so the first 10 bits might be same for all of them, but when you check the second 10 bits, they will vary for each of them, guys. So that is the reason why each of them will have their own 4 KB page tables. So at the end result will be 16 KB, guys. So that is the total memory is occupied by the page table. Got it? Yes. So I do understand this question is a bit tough question, to be clear. Okay. So I think everyone got at least some basic idea with respect to this, right? Yes. So in the next lecture, let us continue with the next question. Okay. Yes. So let us meet in the next lecture. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Like, share and subscribe for more awesome videos like this. Thank you.